What's up guys, this is Chad at All Dogs Off-Road, and today we're going to be doing a little performance upgrade for my 2022 Nissan Frontier. This truck has been through the ringer when it comes to suspensions, and I think it's been on 3 or 4 different iterations, but I haven't really done any performance mods to it. And today we've got an AFE cold air intake. We haven't seen a lot of videos on this AFE intake on YouTube yet, so we're going to do a quick little install and review video for you. The part number here is 50-70077D. Typically these don't add a lot of power. Sometimes they're more of a novelty purchase where it really just changes the sound of the intake when you're driving. AFE claims, I think, on this particular piece around a 7 to 9 horsepower increase, but whether that's real world or true, it's hard to say. They do kind of smooth the intake runner into the intake manifold and enlarge it a little bit, so theoretically there could be an increase, but for the most part we're doing this for you guys. And also I need a new air filter because I just got back from Nevada on the Rogue Overland event, and I'm sure this thing is pretty crusty and dusty. We'll take it out and we'll show you here in just a minute. This is an easy install, shouldn't take very long, just about anybody can do it at home. So come along, let's do this. So you got all our parts opened up and laid out right here. It looks very nice. One of the nice things about upgrading to a cold air intake like this is even though it doesn't necessarily add power, like I said earlier, that's a little questionable. You do, with these larger round filters, you do have a larger filter media surface area. So theoretically you shouldn't have to replace your filter as often. Another thing is they are reusable filters rather than throwaways like your paper filter. According to the internet, a paper filter is going to be a better media for dust filtration, but we don't have a lot of dust in Nebraska because these are reusable and recleanable. They're a little more environmentally friendly. So we'll open up the air box here, and I'm going to show you how much dust is here from our trip in Nevada. And this is a new filter. I think it's pretty recent. That went right in my eye. She's pretty dusty. So our first instructions here are to disconnect mass airflow sensor. That is right here, and that's just 2 small bolts. So that'll come out, and there's a little clip here that you'll pop, and then from there we'll start taking the intake tube out, it looks like. Mass airflow sensor is out. Now we're going to start breaking down the intake tube. So there are 2 bolts up top here that get disconnected, and then also our hose clamp here that leads to the throttle body. Should have revved it. Now, according to the instructions, you're going to disconnect the breather hose that runs to the valve cover. It looks like the new supplied hose that AFE provides is longer, so it looks like the factory one will not be reusable. So you come back here to your valve cover, and it's just a nice little spring clamp. And that should come right out. Yep. There's one bolt, it appears, that's holding the airbox in place, and that's right here. So we'll remove that, and I think that there are probably some grommets that are also holding the airbox down to the frame. So it should just be this one bolt, and then we should be able to lift everything out. And it's out.
Now you get to remove those from the airbox.
How much of a nightmare is that? Got the factory airbox out. Now we have to transfer 2 rubber grommets from the OE piece to the aftermarket. And those are right here, the rubber with a little bolt, and those are basically what hold the airbox in place. So we will work on pulling those out and putting them onto the new airbox.
Metal sleeve on the end.
Okay, so we got all 3 of our grommets out, and we'll transfer them for ease of installation. You can probably take a little bit of like used motor oil or something and lube up the lip here to press everything in. Okay, that's the first one.
Or, yeah. Oh, you guys should be fine. Struggle with that bolt, tighten it down.
Okay. So we have all of the OE pieces transferred over to the aftermarket airbox that we need to, so it should be ready to go in, then we can start reassembly. The tricky thing here is everything is internal now, so you really have to work from in here to get all your bolts put back.
$2,000 years later.
Sheesh! All right, so we got the aftermarket airbox secured. It's kind of a pain to get the bolts lined up. You'll probably see that we struggled a little bit, but she's all in, so now we can proceed with the next piece here. Now the instructions have us connecting the silicone coupling to the throttle body with the supplied hose clamps, so we will do that.
Stuff the tube in and then do that next. You can do instruction like tighten that one. Yeah, we did that right.
That's not gonna be fun.
All right, so the instructions on this basically tell you to assemble this entire, the intake with the filter. I have the same intake on my truck, and I found it a lot easier to insert the filter into the box first and then put this in. So that's what he did. Sweet.
Everything is tightened, secured, so all we have to do is run our breather hose and then put our mass airflow sensor in, and then this should be done. So you've got our install all complete. Everything is tightened, hose clamps tight, mass airflow is bolted down, throttle body hose clamp's tight and our breather tube is tight. The one thing I don't like is it's not a molded hose, so it looks like it may rub on the engine cover here, and I may just remove the cover. Yeah, all that does is trap heat, so she gone. I think what we'll do next here is start it for you so you can get a listen.
3, 2, 1.
So we got our cold air intake installed and no check engine lights, and it sounds very good. We'll have to drive it around a little bit and see if there's any change in power. I doubt that there is, but it sounds cool.